What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mob. If you are rocking with this content, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But today, I'm going to hit y'all with my thoughts on his new project from Killer Mike entitled Michael. So this is the first solo release from this West Side Atlanta veteran in over 10 years. Now, of course, Killer Mike has been active on the activist front, doing features, as well as releasing 4 collaborative Run the Jewels projects with LP. But getting right into this new album, Michael, it is executive produced by the legendary No I.D. It contains 14 songs lasting approximately 54 minutes. Additional production comes by the way of Corey Mo, Cool and Dre, DJ Paul, Don Cannon, the Honorable C-No, Beat Butcher, LP, and Tech Beats. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opener, Down by Law, has this uplifting soul trap production from Corey Mo. The Curtis Mayfield sample, it is recognizable, as I believe I first heard it used by Cormega and Big Noi back in the 90s and 2000s. Killer Mike is talking about staying down by law. He's spitting some pro-black bars while also speaking on the struggle. He gives a nod to Rakim with jewelry all gleaming like Rakim Allah, my Eric B is my 9 in the car. And at the closing end of the track, we get some passionately sung vocals from Cee-lo-green. So right out the gate, Killer Mike and Cee-lo are capturing the essence of that traditional Atlanta sound. It hooks you right away if you like that style of hip hop. Track 2, Shed Tears, is backed by some up-tempo gospel bass production from No I.D. It's an instrumental that you can't miss on. And Killer Mike and Mozzie do take us to church, talking about the suffering that they've endured. And there was something about this production that was calling for features from Scarface and Kelly Price. Now just imagine those two on this beat for a second. Next is Run, also produced by No I.D., and it's set to a slower rolling trap beat. The triumphant horns go hard, making it feel like a low-key Atlanta anthem. Killer Mike is basically talking about keeping it solid and never folding as a black man. I found the Young Thug feature to be effective, not only because he was bringing some of that contemporary flair to it, but the feature makes even more sense given the trials and tribulations that Thug has faced while on trial for his life. The following, and Rich, has more of a melancholic feel instrumentally. The pianos from Cool and Dre are somber yet rich. And here Mike is doing a little social commentary, talking about beating the odds as a black man in America. He talks about what he's done to make a difference in his own city. Stuff like, opening an online bank to show dudes that they were meant to be just more than hustling weed out their mama's crib. Then, on track 5, Talking That Shit, we get a dark, trippy, and grimy beat from the one and only DJ Paul. Yeah, this one is for sure a banger that taps right into that 3-6 Memphis aesthetic, and it's easily one of my favorites from the album. Killer Mike pays homage to deceased Southern greats like Gangsta Boo and Lord Infamous, but he also honors those living with lines like, I bob and weave and bust on beats like Bun B in this bitch. I'm feeling like Tony Draper. Ballin' G in this bitch. On fire like Hot Boy Juvie. 400 degrees in this bitch. After this is the storytelling record Slumber featuring Jagged Edge. Now this is built around an infectious soul beat from Cool and Dre that has some knock to it. Here, Killer Mike does some vivid storytelling about a teenage love that does harken back to late 90s Outkast to some extent. And then track 7 was by far the most anticipated song from the project, that's Scientists and Engineers. And it's essentially a Dungeon family reunion featuring Future and 3 Stacks. Yes, that is correct. Future was once a part of the Dungeon family. On this record, these 3 ATLians talk about living forever and having their legacies cemented. And this is backed by some computerized funk blended with lush vocal harmonies. All in all, it's an eccentric but wavy, flavorful beat. 3 Stacks sounded like he's never left. He gives us some jewels to ponder, like, all I know is when the portrait painted, but I have your portion of the rent, $1 more and you will get upgraded. When you think about you've made it, you are then just tolerated, overrated. Hope I'm 80 when I get my second win. I feel all three delivered, thus making this track live up to its expectations. Following this is 2 Days with Ty Dolla $ign, and we are getting this country rap tune style production. Killer Mike was doing some clever alliteration as he's rapping these impassioned political bars. There is a Ty Dolla $ign hook at the end that doesn't feel too Ty Dolla $ign-esque, and that's a good thing in my opinion, because sometimes his hooks can't get a little formulaic. After this is Spaceship Views, and it's a fun, wavy banger with 2 Chainz and Currency. I really enjoyed hearing these three together on a record. All of them slide and do their thing over this space-age trap beat from the Honorable C-Note. And there's a melodic auto-tune hook from Cage Pash that doesn't bother me. Then track 10 is Exit 9 featuring Blast, and it has a slick, twangy instrumental and an ultra smooth hook from Blast. Killer Mike talks about being the pride of Atlanta, so there's this celebratory but still chill summery time quality. Mike states, I done had to work it like a square and had to serve. I'm listening to Big and Dre and crumbling on herb. I'm pushing down MOK with a 1/4 pound of herb. Now, Big and Dre here mean Big Boy and Andre, not Biggie and Dr. Dre. Immediately after is the highlight, Something for Junkies. And it's a deeply personal, in-depth look into his family's own struggle with addiction. Particularly dug the grim, darker production from Don Cannon and No I.D as well. Yeah, altogether, it was a thought-provoking record that you're likely going to relate to if you have family members who struggle with addiction. And there is Motherless, which is Killer Mike's touching tribute to his deceased mom and grandma. It's another standout where Killer Mike pours his heart out over the somber but beautiful No I.D instrumental. And I don't know if y'all heard, but if you listen closely, you can detect the Motherless Child sample Ghostface used at the very end. I also dug the heartfelt vocals from Erin Allen Kane, because she definitely sung her heart out on the chorus. The second to last track is Don't Let the Devil, and it's a dusty, soulful banger produced by LP. Killer Mike is sticking to the spiritual theme once more. We also get a verse from LP, and as strong as their chemistry is, I almost would have liked another feature instead of LP, you know, just to give the Run the Jewels aesthetic a break until their next release. Then the album wraps up with High and Holy, where Killer Mike closes things out by talking about finding atonement and staying prayed up. We do get a glistening, soulful backdrop from Tech Beats that doesn't disappoint, and a gospel-inspired hook from Ty Dolla $ign that I couldn't hate on. So overall, I'm going to give this project a rating of a strong 4 to 4.5 mics. Yeah, after a few listens, I was able to detect that it's one of the best albums I've heard so far this year. And I feel that if you like traditional, soulful Southern hip-hop, this will likely be one of your favorite drops of 2023 as well. I'd say it was definitely more traditional Atlanta sounding and in step with the Dungeon Family aesthetic than it was with, you know, a Run the Jewels project, and I was all for that. The bulk of the project did have very soulful undertones, but there were also enough bangers and elements of contemporary styles thrown into the mix, which made it appealing and balanced sonically. And Killer Mike gave us moments of very deep, poignant reflection, storytelling, and passionate political and contemplative bars. Yeah, at this time, without having re-listened to his earlier solo material, I have to say this is his best work. But let me know in the comment section what y'all think Killer Mike's best solo project is. My favorite tracks include Down by Law, Shed Tears, Run, Talking That Shit, Scientists and Engineers, Spaceship Views, Something for Junkies, and Motherless. Let me know what you thought about this project in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's peace and blessings. Killer Mike, Michael 1.